welcome back to my channel. I am the Mass Trans and you are watching me, baby. Now before we get today's video started, I just want to give a quick what's up to my peeps and a diabolical middle finger to the creeps. You know who you are. Alright you guys, so it is Sunday morning. I didn't even plan on making a video this particular morning, but the spirit called upon me. It's Sunday, so you know the spirit is active on Sundays. So the spirit called me up and said, Mass Trans, the people need to hear what you got to say. And I said, all right. So I came to talk to you guys. Now this video might be a lengthy video. I'm going to try to condense it. I'm going to try. Try being the operative word. I make you no guarantees, no promises, but I'm going to try to compact as much information into the least amount of time as possible. So grab yourself a drink, get yourself a snack, baby, and sit down and let's talk, okay? Because there's a lot I need to say again. Now today I want to talk about, and I touched on this subject a few videos back. This is about Nikita versus Tyga, now versus black women. Like, this story has taken on a whole new life. I mean, it has gone berserk. And so we're going to talk about some of that because I think it's a conversation that needs to be had. So first of all, let me give you guys a little bit of a backstory. I'm going to try to give you a brief encapsulation. So Nikita Dragun, who is a social media influencer / pop star, aspiring pop star, released a song recently where she basically called out women for using or for swagger jacking, right? And one of the people she called out was Asian doll the brat. No shade, no disrespect. Not really familiar with her, so correct me in the comments if you feel compelled to. But I want to say Asian doll or Asian doll the brat is the name. So Nikita Dragun called her to the carpet and said, girl, I see you. I see you, girl, trying to duplicate this, trying to give me doppelganger realness. And we're not having that, girl. I'm calling you out for trying to swagger jack. And she called out a couple of other cisgender women in the video for trying to do the same thing. In addition to calling these women out in this video, I touched on this, like I said, in the previous video, she released DMs between herself and Tyga about Tyga advising her to call him. And so when she released the video, though, Asian doll said, baby, not me. Now, you can play in Tyga's face. You can go play in Tyga's face because Tyga know what time it is. You know, he not going to punch back. But, baby, Asian doll, baby. I may be a doll, but, baby, I punch just like a G.I. Joe. Okay, an action figure. So, Asian doll the brat, basically, his back is like, look, girl, you went to the surgeon, got on the table as a little Asian boy, and then wanted to get up as a black woman. Girl, you got the nerve to come for me, girl. What about these lace front wigs, girl? You out here rocking, girl. Black women started that. And so a lot of people came down on Asian Brat the doll for being transphobic, this, that, and the third. We're going to touch on that. But I want to talk about the lace front thing, right? Now, for me, this is just me, and I don't know. Now, as I know lace front wigs to exist, I believe they first started on Broadway. That's how, and I don't know who on Broadway was responsible for this invention, but that was my first awareness of lace fronts. My second awareness of lace fronts came from RuPaul. Seeing RuPaul wear them in videos, that was my first introduction to lace front wigs in the pop culture realm, right? RuPaul, supermodel, what have you. RuPaul was murdering these lace fronts. After that, the second time I gained an awareness of lace fronts was with Mary J. Blige in the Give Me You video. And she had the, the water ball ponytails. I'm like, I remember watching the video like, damn, what's going on here? I can tell that it's not her really her hair, but I don't know what's going on. It's something, whatever it is, I'm about that life. So that was my second awareness. So this whole thing about who started lace fronts and this, that, and the third, who cares? Now, we're not going to act like black women as of late have not been up in the lace front game and making some innovations to the lace front technology and the application process. And we're not going to act like the LGBTQIAP plus community has not been as well. This, to me, is just a stupid argument, the whole lace front thing. Now, the more important argument is that once Asian Brat the doll came back at Nikita Dragun, Nikita then started talking about how trans women are the most beautiful, and basically she was creating this hierarchy, if you will, where trans women are here and cisgender women are here. Why? Why? First of all, it's just dumb to me, right? This whole competition thing for me is a dumb thing. Let me tell you why. First of all, whenever I'm in competition, there has to be a prize. I need to know what's the prize. If I'm allegedly competing against cisgender women, what am I competing to win? If cisgender women are competing against me, what are they competing to win? I don't understand what the prize is here. Because to me, I got my eyes laser focused on the bag. I got my eye focused on the bag. The bag for me is the prize. And competing with a cisgender woman isn't going to have an effect on me getting to the bag. I damn sure, let me say it again. I damn sure am not competing with a cisgender woman, a gay man, a straight man, a trans man, whoever, another trans woman for a man. If the barometer for who is better than who is going to be based on who a man chooses or who a man prefers, girl, miss me with that. I would drop from that competition. I would drop, baby. You win. You win. You won, sis. Job well done. I'm not competing for the attention of any man. First of all, the moment you compete for a man, you have already lost. I don't care who you are, what you are. The moment you start competing for a man, you have already lost. You done lost, sis. Because a man should be competing for you. I'm the prize. How is the prize going to be compete in the race? How is the prize going to compete? I don't compete. I don't compete. Okay? The prize cannot be a part of the competition, baby. I am the trophy that you are pursuing. And when I say you, I'm talking about the man, not cisgender women. Let me be clear. So I don't understand this whole competition. I also don't understand this back and forth about who started what and what started this, right? This is kind of a what came first, the chicken or the egg conversation. Here's the reality. A lot of the affectations that are used in the LGBTQIAP plus slang, especially within the African American LGBTQIAP plus community, is heavily influenced by Black women, Southern Black women in particular. That is a fact. That is a fact. Now the LGBT, because listen, I know a lot of things that we say within this community, you know, are affectations that were used by my grandmother and that I adopted. So it was a vernacular that was very easy for me to sort of slide into because I'm like, oh, this feels familiar. Oh, I know this. But the LGBTQIAP plus community has come in, baby, and sprinkled, you know, a little flavor on top of it. A little flavor on top of it. Shade, no shade, tea, you know, all of the things that people have adopted into the pop lexicon. A lot of those things are directly attributed to the LGBTQIA plus community. But they are also derivatives of Southern Black women. That is a fact. That is a fact. So this whole thing about, you know, Black or about trans women or gay men trying to be Black women, come on. Because on the flip side of that, if you watch Married to Medicine, if you watch Braxton Family Values, Real Housewives of Atlanta, you know that Nene, Tamar, Mariah, Quad, and a slew of other cisgender women from those shows, if you close your eyes and listen to them talk, you would swear you were talking to a gay man. Sorry. And that's no shade. That is no shade. That is just, they have been so heavily influenced. I'm not sure who's around them, what their circles look like, but you can definitely tell when you listen to them speak that, baby, it is some rainbow sprinkled all over their verbiage, okay? That's a fact. And that's okay. That's okay. Who amongst us isn't influenced by what is around us? Who isn't? Who isn't? But I want to say this about Nikita Gunn. Nikita, you need to have a seat, girl. You need to have a complete and teetotal transgender seat, okay? And quit creating battles that, A, don't exist, and creating this fraction within trans women and cisgender women that does not need to exist. A cisgender woman cannot compete with me. I cannot compete with a cisgender woman. We can't compete. We cannot compete. And for me, again, just as I said a couple moments ago, I won't compete. And when you go out here and you can make all of these comparisons and, you know, these allegations about, you know, trans women being the most beautiful, beautiful is beautiful, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Who gave you the right to determine what is the most beautiful in this world? Who? You got some men who will see a woman who is, you know, 5'9", you know, 140 pounds of just shapely loveliness, honey, and pass right by her for the woman who is 5'2", 360 pounds, because that is what he wants. That is what he desires. And maybe you don't find it to be attractive. Maybe you don't see the beauty in that, but it's not for you. That ain't yours, boo. And just like you may not see the beauty in that, there are cisgender women who consider themselves to be natural women and, you know, in the words of Lady Gaga, baby, I was born this way, and don't understand how a man could pass them by and want to be with you. But they don't have the right to do that. They can't tell a man what to be attracted to. And you can't tell a man what to be attracted to either. The reality is, baby, focus on you, okay? Beauty comes from within, and how can you, this is my problem with Nikita. This is my problem with Nikita. How can you claim all, because people are now coming down on Asian doll to brag about misgendering Nikita. But why are we not coming down on Nikita but misgendering Nikita? Because the moment you release those DMs between you and Tyga, you basically said to the world, I'm not a woman, I'm a man. That's what you said. That's what you said, sis. I'm sorry. The moment you release those DMs between you and Tyga to put him on blast for dating a quote-unquote trans woman, you said to the world, I'm not a woman, I'm a man. Tyga likes men. That's what you said. You basically give ammunition to cisgender women to misgender you. That's basically what you did, because this is what I want to understand. What was the impetus? What was the catalyst for you to go in to release those DMs that Tyga sent to you?
I would like to see it.
What were they? What was it? Explain it to me so that I can understand, because I don't.
I'm waiting.
Did he offend you? Did he disrespect you? Did he, what did he do? There was nothing that you said that he's done to you that would have caused you, that would warrant you releasing these, other than you trying to look for a moment in the spotlight.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
And your moment in the spotlight shouldn't come at the cost of someone else's suffering. It just shouldn't be. Listen, we know, as a trans woman, you know what society gives. We know what society gives. Being here on YouTube, I get misgendered on a daily basis in the comments, but I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what. Listen, baby, you type your life away. You disrespect all you want to, baby. You just, baby, hurt yourself, because I don't know you. You can't hurt me. I am impervious to your opinions of me. Okay, so for you to know how society demonizes truth, and not society as a whole, right? Because we have made some huge steps towards progression, towards inclusion. Huge steps. And is there room for improvement? Yes. But when you go out and do the things that you do, Nikita Dragun, you push the movement back. You are not pushing it forward.
No, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
You are not pushing it forward. You are not fostering, inclusion and positivity and having people see trans women, as quote unquote women, right? Because ideally the goal is for society to understand that as a trans woman, while there are nuances between a trans woman and a cisgendered woman, at the end of the day, my aura, my spirit, my energy is the same. And people may disagree with that, and some may agree with that. But regardless as to how they feel, the way that I step into a room, okay, the way that I work, the way that I argue, the way that I move, the way that I nurture, the way that I love, everything about me is woman, okay? It may not be female, but everything about me is woman, okay? Now, when you go and put Tyga on blast about, talking to you and DMing you, you basically undo progress. See, told you it was a man. See, told you it was a dude. Told you.
Some people might say that's harsh.
Well, so what she did to me was even worse. I'm supposed to feel sorry for that bitch. I don't.
Told you. It just didn't really, I don't understand it. I really don't. And I try to be open-minded. I try to be a person who sees all sides of every possible position. But I don't understand the point of of intentionally trying to hurt someone, because that's what you did. That's what you did. And you need to understand that what you did doesn't just hurt Tyga. Tyga has kids. Tyga has people around him who care about him, who love him, who may not be ready for that. They may not be ready for that. And just like you had an opportunity to have your journey of acceptance, your journey into to growth and maturation and learning who you are, you're basically robbing this man of the opportunity to his. He may like trans women. Is enough. There's been enough indicators, so to speak, that's the way that he leans. That's the way that he leans.
I said what I said.
And that's fine if he leans that way. But let him have those conversations. You don't have the right to take that from him. that is essentially bullying, and you think it's cute. You think it's cute, and we talk about, trans women being under assault, trans women being under siege. This is basically the same thing. You are basically putting a heterosexual man or a hetero-identified man under siege by attacking his sexuality. And I don't think it's cool. You know what I find so interesting about this conversation? Because we have female to male transsexuals and male to female transsexuals, right? But I don't ever see cisgendered men arguing with trans men about who's the more manliest. I don't see that. What is the disconnect between cisgendered women and trans women? Because it's not happening with trans men and cis men. Cis men are dapping trans men and playing pool and, going out getting hoes. Like, where is the disconnect? Why all the competition? And I've seen it firsthand, right? Let me tell y'all something, right? I had this good girlfriend, right? Cisgender girl. And we were out and about on the town one night, right? And, we were out there posted up, waiting to get chose. Hey, boys. Waiting to get chose. And down the street, I see this tall, sexy, just a dark brown specimen of a man, baby, and he's walking towards the doll. Baby, he is walking towards the doll. So I politely turned. So I turned, girl. I said, hey, hey, because he was tall. Well, I didn't really say hey, but I just turned just to look, just to hope that we might have a moment. And my cisgender friend who was with me, she was there and she noticed him too. So as I turned to have a moment with him, our eyes wide, baby. We connected. I felt that connection. And so when he looked at me, he was with about maybe 5 or 6 of his friends. And, they walked past and, he turned back around, to look at the doll as he was walking away. And I was just like, okay, cool. It was a moment. He lived, I lived, we didn't necessarily have to speak, but we knew what it was. So I go back to talking to my girlfriend, and we're just talking, chopping it up, and then all of a sudden, out the corner of my eye, I see something coming towards me, and I turn to look, and it's him, and he's coming back, right? So I turn, because I'm like, oh, this is about to be a moment, right? So as I turn, my cisgender friend who was with me, she comes, and she steps in front of me, and she's like, trying to make a connection that had already been made. So when she steps in front of me, assuming that he couldn't possibly want the doll because she's trans. I know this big fine man does not want he don't want that. He want me. He want the realness. And he politely said, "Excuse me, can I talk to you for a minute?" He said, "Excuse me, can I talk to you for a minute?" And she was like, "Oh, okay." And so me and him talked, but I remember after talking to him, just that moment replaying over and over in my mind, and just asking myself, like, I wonder what goes through her mind when when something like that happens. I wonder if that plays on her self-esteem, like, damn, well, he chose a trans woman over me. And we're gonna just talk frank here, right? We're gonna take the trans out of it, because because cisgender women aren't thinking, I wonder if he chose a trans woman over me. The cisgender women are thinking, oh, he chose a dude over me. That's what they're thinking.
No.
That's what they're thinking. And so having that moment with her, and then, like I said, just replaying it over and over in my head, just really created awareness to, for me, like, I never really thought about what that might feel like for a cisgender woman. But I do know this: what's for you is for you. I'll say it again. What's for you is for you. I don't care, trans, cis, what have you. What is for you is for you. No one can block that. Same thing with, black women who get upset with black men who date white women. Girl, you weren't going to have them anyway. Why are you upset over that? He wasn't going to choose you under any circumstances. You just are not his cup of tea. So you can't compete with her. Now, he may have some self-loathing tendencies. I don't know. I don't know, but I know you getting upset about it isn't going to be the catalyst for change that makes him say, oh, I don't like these white girls anymore. I want to be with a strong black sister. That's not how it works. So you being upset about men being attracted to trans women and trans women feeling in competition with cisgender women, it's just ridiculous. Again, if the goal or the prize in this competition is for a man, everybody in competing is dumb. Everybody competing is dumb. But I will say this, the maligning of cisgender women, the maligning of trans women on both sides needs to stop. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. Let me tell you. Martin Luther King said it best, right? It is the content of the character. And if you run around with this fallacy or notion that all trans women are good and great, you dumb as hell. If you are a cisgender woman who runs around with this notion that because we're cisgender women, we're sisters, and another cisgender woman is not going to hurt me, you're dumb as hell. You're dumb as hell because a cisgender woman will do you in. She will have your man, baby, behind your back. She will steal your identity when you're not looking. And the same is true for a trans woman. If you run around here thinking because we're trans sisters, another trans woman won't do you in. She'll do you in too. It's about discernment. It's about character. It's about understanding exactly who you choose to bring into your life, about the energy that you allow around you. Nikita Dragun does not have any right to come for cisgender women and to somehow create this competition between trans women. It's stupid. It is stupid. And it just speaks to me because I told y'all this might be a long video. So I'm trying to make one more point. Because this is where I think a lot of trans women get it wrong. Come if you must. This is where I feel a lot of trans women get it wrong. I'm going to break it down. A lot of trans women think, oh, girl, let me get my cakes done. Girl, let me go get this BBL. Let me go get a nasty breast augmentation, girl. Let me go get a Issey Miyake nose job. Girl, let me go get these cheeks and this Botox. Girl, let me go get this long lace front. Girl, let me study these YouTube videos, these makeup tutorials, and get this makeup right. Girl, let me buy me some hot outfits from Fashion Nova, right? And so they get all... baby, you are looking the part down. You are giving me all the woman that I need, okay? You're giving me that. But what you miss is that a woman comes from in here. A woman comes from in here. Okay? It is in your aura. And that is not something that you can have surgery for. Your energy is not womanly. Your energy is not, because essentially, you know, and I've said this before, I believe that there are two types of trans women. I believe that there are ones who are genetically or chromosomally predisposed to being transgendered, and I believe that there are those who are elective transgender, meaning that there are essentially gay men who are living their lives as transgendered women. I said it. Now, I'm not saying that that's true of Nikita. I don't know her. Don't know her, but I definitely believe that there are gay men who live their lives as trans women. And for that reason, because they don't necessarily genuinely identify with the female experience, they cause this type of malarkey and chaos. Because let me tell you something about a bad bia. A bad one ain't got time to compete with anybody but the bank. She ain't got time for that. She ain't got time for it. So yes, I do believe that there are sometimes gay men who are identifying as trans women who are not authentically trans, and because of that, you know, that sort of, because for me, competitive energy is a very masculine trait. It is a very masculine trait. That feeling of I have got to win, I have got to be the alpha, I have got to be it's for me a very masculine trait. Not to say that there are some women who aren't competitive, but in my personal experience, I believe that deeply rooted alpha energy is a very male trait. So when I see trans women behaving in that way, for me it raises an eyebrow. I'm just like, sis, are you really trans? Are you really? Have you really thought about this? And this is why they want you to undergo psychological evaluations, this, that, and the third, because A lot of people are just living for the opportunity to be fab. A lot of people are living for the opportunity to be beautified and have people adore them for what their aesthetic is giving, and not understanding that being a woman is not based on what you look like. It's not based on what you look like. If you were blind and couldn't see what you look like, would you still want to be a woman? Or would you not care? Because to me, that's what determines transness, you know, not getting the... And I also want to say this about competition before I go, because I meant to tell y'all this. When it comes to the trans women trying to be like cisgender women, or cisgender women trying to be like trans women, for me, it feels like everybody's trying to be like goddamn mannequins at this point. So if anybody got to be, it should be mannequins. Mannequins should be upset. Because everybody's trying to get this idealized, prototypical body image look, you know, so mannequins should be upset. Because at this point, cisgender women aren't trying to necessarily look like cisgender women anymore. Trans women aren't trying to look like trans women. Everyone is trying to be this idealized version of what they think that men want. And if that is the case, you are dumb. Any changes that you make, any modifications that you do to yourself should be because it makes you feel better. It shouldn't be for the attention. It shouldn't be for adulation. It should be because that is innately who you are. It's a lot. It's a lot. Nikita, I think you were wrong for what you said. I think you owe trans women an apology. I don't give Asian doll a pass on some of the things that she said necessarily, but I don't think that it was transphobic. I think that she was reading. Girl, you came for her, she came back. She came back. The Asian doll, the brat, you know, like, girl, you're on your way to, you know, you're on your way, you're in your career. Be more thoughtful about the things that you say. Be more clever about the things that you say, because you will get canceled for saying things like this. But at this point, in this particular instance, I don't think that you deserve to be canceled, but I'm just saying to you, don't allow your career to be derailed by fighting fights that don't belong to you. If she wants to be ignorant, thank her for giving you a moment in the spotlight. Thank you, sis, because it was stupid of her to get mad at Asian doll, the brat, about an outfit that she wore, accusing her of swagger jacking her, when this girl probably has a stylist who pulled that. No one even knew the outfit was associated with you, girl. Calm down. Calm down. So don't get mad at her. Get mad at the stylist for not being original. She just saw a cute outfit, thought it was cute. And if people like what you rocking, girl, then maybe that's an opportunity for you to start a fashion brand. Why are you getting upset that people are seeing potential in whatever ideas that you're creating? I tell you what people didn't jack, girl, was that makeup line that you created. It wasn't that makeup line you created, girl. So go back and work on that. Or maybe stop working on that and work on a fashion line. If you think that people want to emulate what you wear, maybe that's a business opportunity for you. So having said that, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. I just want to thank you guys. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate your viewership. Please do me a huge favor. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. I am the Mass Trans. And before I go, ask yourself this one poignant question. Why be bitter when you can be better? So let's be better together. Mwah. I'll talk to you guys again in my next video. Bye.